And then we get to the rebars. We can go over to the schedules and go through the menu and select the structural rebar. Okay, and we can go here and use the parameters that are presented as well. For example, we have the parameter name type, which we can select and add it over here. And then let's see what else we have. We have the schedule mark, which we'll add as well. And then after that, let's see what else we have. We'll go over to Q and select the quantity and add it to the schedule field as well. All right. Then we'll select the total bar length as well. And then let's see what else. Add the rebar number as well. And then after that, you know what, let's get rid of the rebar number for now because we won't need it. Let's see what else. We won't need a material, so add the mark and then the image as well. And the A, B, C, and D that you see over here are actually the dimensions of the rebar itself. And if you're using the Sophistic plugin, it's better to use the dimensions of the Sophistic plugin itself in the estimates, and then your work will be easier. For example, add the Sophistic A and the Sophistic B parameters and the C, D, E as well. I'll just press OK for now to see what we can get so that we'll be able to correct it later on. You know, basic stuff like sorting them out and getting the order of the parameters right so we can get the schedule perfect. All right, now open up the properties again and add bar diameter this time. Move it up through the fields. All right, then I'll remove the type. After that, select schedule mark as well and delete that too. Let's see what else. The quantity is fine for now. Then the total bar length and the mark, image, and the Sophistic dimensions are all fine as well. So I'll close this and then we'll move on from there. We'll just have to wait for the program to respond and the schedule to be updated. All right, so after that, let's go back to the properties and the fields tab. First, I'll delete all of the dimension fields, and instead of them, I'll add A, B, C, D, and E. Then press OK. And then we'll wait for it to update the schedule once again. All right, now if you look at the chart, you'll see in some brackets there's just 0. This is dependent on the number of sides that the rebar has. If it has 3 sides, then all of the 3 sides will be filled. Just have that in mind as well. So then I'll open up the properties again and then select image and move it to the end of the list. And then after that, I'll go over to the sorting tab and put this on bar diameter. Then I'll check the blank line box as well, and this box too, and then we'll go over to the formatting tab. Then for the quantity, we'll put this on calculate totals and for the total bar length as well, and then press OK. Now in the chart, the space reserved for mark is empty because it doesn't know what to calculate exactly. So in the sorting tab, we'll put this on bar diameter and then by mark. And instead of the first blank line box, check the second one. Okay. And now the marks type 1, 2, and 3 all will be divided. And as you can see, this is what it turns out like. And on the side it says, for example, from this mark we have 80. From this one we have 40. One other thing that I can do is put the sorting by first on mark and just get rid of the diameter. Then check the first blank line box and press OK. And then we'll wait for it to apply. Now it looks much better. Now if I go back to the fields in the schedule properties, I can go over to the M, and then let's see what else we have. Let's see, let's go down here. Then we have the S initial. Select the sophistic mass per length and add it over here, which, as the name suggests, calculates how much mass we have per length. Alright, let me just open up the parameter properties. And here we have the discipline based on structural. And the type of parameter is mass per length. Then I'll press OK. Now we'll just have to wait for it to respond and update the schedule. Alright, so over here on the right we have the mass per length for 1 meter. Now I can go over to the Fields tab again and move the image to the bottom of the list. And here I'll add a new field myself. I'll name it total mass, and the discipline is going to be structure, and the type is mass. Then for the formula, I can select the total bar length and multiply it by sophistic mass per length. Then OK. Then select it to list and move it up and press OK. Alright, and then after that, we'll wait for the schedule to update and see what we have. Alright, so I think I've spotted a mistake here in the list. And it's actually concerning the left bracket that says bar diameter. The bar diameter is fine in itself, but I'll select it and delete it through the schedule fields. And instead of it, I'll add the type field. This just makes the list just have a better view. Alright, and then there we go. Now it says we have 8 of these and the total bar length is 178 meters. So now we need to calculate how we can get 178 meters out of 8 rebars. Let's see exactly what we have here. So we'll go over to the Fields tab and select the quantity by rebar set and delete it. Then we'll go over to the Sorting tab and uncheck the ground total box and check the Itemize every instance box instead. Now we can do an analyzation over here to see which rebar that has been used here is longer than 12 meters. So I'll open up the Filter tab and I'll tell it to filter them based on, let's see, let's first go over to the Fields tab and see what we have here. Alright, select the bar length and add it over here and move it up to the list to right below the total bar length field. After that, I'll press OK and see what we got. And as you can see here, for the total bar length in the C bracket, we have 22.35 meters. And it's just one rebar. And we want to check to see if this works out. Yeah, it's just one rebar. And it has been sorted. It wouldn't really matter if it was something like thermal resistant rebars, but we'll see what we have by going to the Filters tab and put the bar length to is greater than or equal to 11.98, for example. Now all of the cases like this will be filtered. And then we'll wait. Alright, go to the Sorting tab again and put the sort by option on none, so all of the list looks right. Now all of the rebars that you can see in the list right now are either 12 meters or longer. Now I'll go over here and select this one, for example, and as you can see, most of them are thermal resistant rebars, and so we'll leave the type 8 rebars. But first, let's do one more thing. In the Filters tab, I'll select the type option. Oh, we don't have it here. So go over to the Fields tab instead. And let's see, select the bar diameter and add it to the schedule fields and move it up to the top of the list right below type. Now in the Formatting tab, I can hide the bar diameter Then select all of the fields and put them on center. Then go back to the filter tab, select the bar diameter here, then does not equal 0.8 centimeters. For now, we'll just say the type 8 rebar is thermal resistant and we'll leave it alone, but the type 16 and 20 are important to us. So I'll select this, hold the shift, and select this one and go over to the 3D view. Then hit reset here, and then after that